Shouldn't I have done that? I'm sure I have my own silly reasons. But you're not exactly going to be a threat as an OPM. Actually, I want that province more than the other since it allows me to dig into Langshan now. And yes, I'm taking all your money. And your alliance. Cheers, big ears. And I don't mind that I'm capped on my admin because it's getting spent on this anyway. Alright, who's next? You know, one thing is, if your foe wasn't able to bring enough troops to the party, then you could actually do them in by having forts set up in such a way that even if they captured a province, they'd have to split up and take all the forts, or else that province would get recaptured by zone of control. Utan separatists. Now that actually works for us, you know. But what I find a little strange... Okay, I don't find it strange at all. They're not even besieging it. So that means they're going to go for Ayuta's cores on Ayuta provinces. So if I transfer these to Ayuta, then they won't actually gun for them. Actually, where they'll probably go is up here. I would rather they went down south, though. So I'm hoping they head south. Ah. I should have transferred that one as well, but that little stack can be dealt with. Barely even a problem. Jake, where's your manpower? Or maybe it's horsepower for you. It is indeed horsepower. But that's fine. I mean, I'm a horde. This is building character for my troops. And I feel unstoppable. At least until that Russian declaration of war. But, we're fine. Just fine. Each month I regain only 650 manpower, which is frankly a pathetically small amount. But at least we make plenty of money. That loot, you know. And I think I'll be needing this guy to drop that. Getting too much inflation these days. Okay, you there. You are not an Ayuta core. But I wouldn't mind Ayuta having it anyway. Not Ayuta. Yes, Ayuta. Getting confused myself here. It's actually extremely expensive to take land from you, not to mention it isn't even... Did I make anyone else a co-belligerent here? Or did I completely forget to do that? Because this is costing me 50. I recall I was thinking, oh, I will do it because Ming is involved, but I must have just forgotten to check the box. Every time you reopen it, it unchecks it, so it makes sense that I would forget that. Still, I'll be ripping into their allies, and it's their allies that are the biggest problems here. Oh wow, that's that used to be a stack of troops. My individual war score with you is far too low just for these two provinces, but I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them. Jake, how angry is Russia looking since you've eaten their dinner? They're actually still quite happy. I raised my relations with them massively, and they've been far more interested in Europe this time. Which I find awfully strange, but it works for me. Maybe they're just hungry for some horses. Maybe then I could sort them out with an all-you-can-eat buffet. If they don't mind their horses all dead-like. Okay, this I actually can't allow. If they get overrun by those zealots, then that's actually going to transform their country. So we need to take them out, help our poor bankrupt vassal. Yeah, they're still suffering the bankruptcy malice. It's alright though, I got them covered, with my no troops remaining. In fact, I really do barely have an army left. But that's all probably part of the plan. Because now they'll love me for lifting up their sieges. With what remains of my horses. Always gets like this when I get to this point in my game, doesn't it? But I don't mind. Alright, pop goes you, and that's enough to get these 2 provinces. Heck, it might even be enough to get more, but I doubt it, because... yeah, sure enough. I'm not going to chase you down for the last of that, at least not yet. I am, however, going to... that's a shame. I was hoping I could break your alliance there. But that'll do. Couple of provinces for my good vassal Ayutthaya, which leaves Tangu. Also leaves my severe lack of troops, so let's get those somewhere that I can deal with them. Thank you, please. And goodbye karma yet again. But that's fine, I have loads of admin points that I need to spend on stuff. This province is Sunni, so it really doesn't matter, except you're trying to convert it. So I either give it back to Malacca, or just straight up give it to Ayutthaya. Yeah, Ayutthaya's fine. Probably better. And I'll chew up the rest of you later. Still, your alliance with those fellows is too much for me. All according to plan. And now we can finally become an empire. Now we're a Khaganate. And we get 75% manpower and 75% force limit. I don't think I've ever come close to filling up my force limit because we simply never have the economy for it. But that manpower increase won't go amiss. Glorious. Now we have 6 new horses. Now we're getting 793 a month. That's nice. My glass cannon of a country. This is far from the strongest empire I've ever made in this game. In fact, it's probably one of the weakest. But we have goals that we're going for. So much for that best developed province in the game. Oh, meow, they're actually animist. And I've had some troops sitting here in exile for ages. Ah, well. Just can't worry about these things. Diviate will convert this land to the correct religion. These lands, once cored, can also be converted. Utah converts this land for me. And that leaves only a few die-hard wrong Buddhists that we will eradicate. We rip the spine out of them anyway. Not a big fan of Lang Shang's very existence here. So I might just jump on them right now. Trouble is that you are going for the capital there. How can we solve this little issue? Well, you have no friends, and I have no truce, so we'll just... they won't be missed. I think they have some cores on the cores that I'm making here. Yes, they do. So, a bit of a foolish time to declare the war. But what I can do is stick a single unit on here. I don't think you're going to move from it, but if you do, I'll be the one to take control. As usual, Norway making the first circumnavigation in 1626. How historical is that? My poor bankrupt vassal. Chalk up one more for the recent uprisings. Okay, I was kind of hoping that this would inspire those units to march away and fight them. But Langshang just... they're too weak. Also, I think they automatically took control of that province when they rose up. That's tragic. This is also a bit tragic. I can't even demand these provinces because I don't hold the capital. I wonder what'll happen if they really want to annex them, but I hold the provinces so they cannot. I'd end up in a stalemate. Jake, how long is your holiday? I just took this week off. Not that I had any plans or anything, I just went, I want a week off. And thus, it was done. Yeah, so I do wonder what you will demand from this. Money and more money. Well, that's fine because I'm having the land. Excellent. Vietnamese and Vietnam. Sure. Wouldn't there be Laotian? Well, here, has some of that. My vassals are being very nice even during all this horrible rising up time, and since Bukhara really don't want to be integrated, we'll placate their rulers quite a bit. It'll do a number on our prestige, but it'll stop them from ever wanting to rise up. At least for about 30 years. Jake, will you be streaming for the rest of the week? I'll be streaming quite a bit. Especially tomorrow. I haven't got any plans tomorrow. What kind of man has plans? Gotta stop trying to raise my karma when I'm just getting rid of it anyway. Well, we're doing alright-ish on the religion front. Go figure. The thing is, they rose up on a fort, and it's savannah, so I can just deal with that as and when I please. Probably once this Langshang war ends, if it ever ends. Was this vacation planned before or after you wiped the oh-so-friendly what? I don't get it. No, as soon as I moved to Sweden, it was like, hey Jake, we have these holidays in summer, when do you take yours? And I just went, I'll have this one. Pointing at a week, not even knowing what's happening on it. So yeah, that's how unplanned it was. Or how unconsidered it was. You're in Sweden? Cool. Which city? I live and work in Stockholm. It's a pretty cool place, but it's full of hipsters. Alright, Khmer really is the last major area of wrong religion that we need to take care of. Okay, this is a little insulting. Your missionary strength is way too low. To the point where I'm not even sure you're going to be able to convert your capital. You don't have the stability for it, and you don't have any extra things to boost it. You never took enforce our heritage, and I wonder if that's because you never bordered anyone that wasn't in the wasn't outside this religious group. Which I could do for you if I gave you a coastal core, I think. You need to border someone that isn't in the Eastern religious group for that enforce our heritage decision, I think. I'm not sure if it's the nation you have to border or the province, but then, what do I ever know? I'm as bad as it gets in this game. Jake, are you celebrating something something? Oh, is that a midsummer thing that everyone around here is going crazy about? If so, then I don't know. I certainly don't have any such plans. No, this is not good. I don't want these awful zealots rising up, spreading their awful religion. And that was also a mistake. I retreated from a battle that I was not planning on retreating from. Just because I'm not thinking straight. So close. But so not there. Jake, what's your admin power? That's fine. Yeah, my vassals are somewhat struggling because I am forcing them to do a lot of religious things. But they'll be fine. Still, I am a little concerned about our man Diviet here. They'd get enforce our heritage if they bordered Hindus, though. They're in a different group altogether. Tricky thing there is I also don't have any Hindu land to kind of just dish out. Or rather, I don't have any coastal cores to just give away. And Bukhara is taking an age and a half. Again, I can just speed 5 it. There's no rebels and no threat that'll come and get me. Mind you, with all these points, I could start working on a province to get it up to incredible standards. And rather than going per Beijing, I could certainly do it in Delhi. Is Delhi the greatest one that I've got? Well, it's pretty suited for it. Just move my capital there. To Doab. We'd make probably a lot more money than we're currently making in Yemen, even though we dominate that. Ah, what the heck. We'll move our capital to Delhi. We'll start working on that. I wonder what that... I do really wonder what that'll do for my trade, though. Okay, well, we're not making anything there straight away, so let's collect with our Doab guy. And Bengal, it's not... I sent you there to collect because I was at war occupying these provinces, and that was the only good reason. And now I have definitely lost that good reason. So... guess we'll have you transfer. So, Doab. Make me a staggering 4 ducats. Not really sure what difference that's going to make for me, but let's look at Delhi then. Frankly, it doesn't give us enough manpower, so let's change that. Yeah, that's more like it, but it could be better. And, yeah, it does need more taxes, I think. And more manpower. More everything, really. 44 development. Constantinople could still be better, though. Constantinople, Ile de Frogs. Constantinople is 40. Ile de Frogs is 39. London is 27. 22 in Novgorod. 31 in Moscow. 21 in Stockholm. 26, 23. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that 40 something does that. So we have become an empire. I think it's safe to say we have got the greatest developed province in the world, although that wasn't too hard. And last and probably least, we'll unite our religious group. What I'm looking for is, or are, no provinces that are Mahayan. There are only 8, none that are Tharavadan, there are 34. Bengal is being a pain in the bum here by holding on to one province that is Theravada and not converting it, because he tolerates it quite a bit, actually. He took humanist, and he starts with tolerance of heathens. I didn't know that. Yes, so you get a 10%, what's the word? So I want to develop a province, I get a 10% discount on it if your capital is there. A further 5% because it's an inland centre of trade. If I built a university, that would be a further 20%, so you can stack these things pretty nicely. And you know what, I would like to have a nice castle on my, my new capital. Did Ayutthaya just dismiss all of their troops? Those guys are crazy. Yeah, if somebody can think of a better name for Delhi, by all means tell me. Bearing in mind that we are Oirat culture, putting us in the... what culture group is this? Altaic. Still need to wipe off a few of these disgusting religions off the map. But with Tangu, I don't have to annex them, thankfully. I can just religiously enrich them. And I can use Cleansing of Heresy to get that done nice and cheap-ish. I think we've been getting way too many of these. Here, have another pretender stack. It says to me. Jake, can you still get the princesses in another castle achievement now that the unique palace is gone? I believe the holy crap, it's almost 1 AM. I should have stopped doing this ages ago. I believe the achievement was changed so that you just need to have a female heir and a castle in your capital, I think. It's difficult to remember everything. So difficult that I don't do it. Oh, what's the matter, Bengal? It looked like you were going to help me there. Okay, I know I could colonize more, but I really don't care. Diviet continues to be an issue, what with their slow but steady conversions. Okay, how big is Khmer anyway? 218. Alright, I'll be the first to admit that I've kind of lost direction with this. We achieved empire status, and it's just a case of beating down on a few more tiny Buddhist countries. So I think we'll just call it early there, since we know how it's going to go. And I will start a new campaign next time. Although, I don't know what it will be. I'm still tempted by doing Pretor John as a Jew. Sorely tempted indeed. I know that doesn't get the achievement, but I still want to do it. Jewish John does cry out to me. But if you have an idea for a common sense campaign, do message me with them. Believe it or not, I do read all of those and consider them. And that will probably be tomorrow, because I got a chunk of spare time tomorrow. Although I desperately need a haircut, you know, streaming's more important than all that. So yeah, start a new campaign tomorrow. Also, I have my punishment games to do, and we'll take care of that tomorrow as well. I've already rolled them, so yeah, I know what's coming. Anyway, cheers folks, it is way too late for all this, so thank you, good night, and much love. Ciao for now.